Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the CHOFETZ in his Pesicha, his opening introductory remarks, and he says like this: To begin with, says the CHOFETZ, we must understand the klalim, the general rules when it comes to Lashon HaRa, and something called rechilus, tail-bearing, as he's about to explain. Lashon HaRa hu hainu hamisaper begenus chaverei. Lashon HaRa is when you speak badly and negatively about one's friend, about another Jew. Or rechilus, tail-bearing, hainu shemisaper liachar masher chaver diber alav. Rechilus is when you go to somebody else and you tell them what someone said about them. Ra or also ra, if somebody said something bad about him or someone did something bad to him. For example, Ruvain comes to Shimon, he says, Shimon, did you hear what Levi said about you? He said that you're a nasty person. That's called rechilus. Asa afil al dvar emes, even if you're telling over the truth, it's asa, you cannot say it. K'moshin nevar l'kaman, like we explained later on. Yem yetz Hashem, with Hashem's help. B'shem kol ha-paiskim, in the name of all of the paiskim, but all the halachic authorities are going to tell us, it doesn't matter if what you're saying is true. This is one of the greatest misnomers in Lashon HaRa. If someone speaks Lashon HaRa, you say, ooh, Lashon HaRa. And then he says, why? It's true. Everybody knows that's the kind of person he is. Everybody knows that's what they do. Says the CHOFETZ, it doesn't matter if it's true. It's still Lashon HaRa. Gam dis Lashon HaRa urechilus hu bein befanav bein shelo befanav. And so too, you can speak Lashon HaRa or rechilus in front of the person or not in front of the person. Doesn't matter. Gam dein chiluk bein misapel and mekabel. There's no difference either between the one who's telling over the Lashon HaRa and the one who's accepting the Lashon HaRa as being true. We're going to explain everything later on. What does it mean to be a makabel, someone who accepts Lashon HaRa? That means that you believe in your heart the story that your friend has told you. Even if you don't, there's no proofs or the like, but you hear the story, you say, yeah, that's true. Even if you don't do anything about it, but you believe it, says the CHOFETZ, you just transgressed. That's called listening or bearing a bad name. And you transgress the prohibition in the Torah of not making a bad name for another person. All of these principles, main principles, have roots and branches. Just like all other parts of Torah, there's always the main halacha, and it has many, many nuances to it. Hashem may Hashem grant us the strength and the ability to know these halachas, all the fine points, in the proper way with great clarity. So therefore he writes, we're going to speak about that a person who says Lashon HaRa rechilus, he transgresses many different labin, negative commandments, and even positive commandments. And there's 3 curses in the Torah that apply to him as well. Says the CHOFETZ, you should know that wherever it says these things, it's referring to Lashon HaRa and rechilus. And whether you're saying something that's false or you're saying truth. As we mentioned before, there's one of the commentaries in the Sefer, the CHOFETZ is the Be'er Mayim Chaim, and he explains it like that all the time. Unless it's clear, and he will explain that it's only going on either Lashon HaRa or rechilus. Levad im nevar. We are still left with the obligation of explaining what all of the lavin, all of the negative commandments, the prohibitions are, and the asin, and the positive commandments are. If you're standing in front of the person who you're speaking Lashon HaRa and not in front of him, Oyal Mesaper, Oyal Mekabel. We have to speak about the Mesaper, the one who's talking about it, and the Mekabel, the one who's listening to it, and receiving it and accepting it. All these things, says the CHOFETZ Chaim, we will begin to explain as we are going through. We have a little bit more in the Pesicha that, Yes Hashem, we will see tomorrow, and then we'll get into this part of the Sefer that he's talking about, where we're going to go through all of the Lavin, all the negative commandments, and the Asin, all the positive commandments, dealing with guarding one's mouth from Lashon HaRa. Have a wonderful day.